Good morning everyone. Today we'll discuss about electrical safety. In this video, we'll cover about the basic principle of electricity. Then we'll cover about alternate current, direct current, and we'll also discuss about the effects of electric shock, and what are the preventive measures. We'll discuss on that. We'll also discuss about ELCB and RCCBs and what you have to go with the precautionary measures related to the first aid, and how you have to go with the emergency response. So these are the things which we'll cover in this video. Okay, so as per the electrical safety, first we must know about the voltage, current, resistance. These are the things. So we'll start with basic principles of electricity, which is related to the voltage. Voltage measured in the volts, okay, which force the power supply which is from the wires from one place to the another place. Okay, then we'll also discuss about the current, which is measured in ampere, current measured in ampere, which is the flow of electricity, and resistance measured in ohms. So the resistors, there are different types of resistors over there which oppose the flow of electricity from one place to another place with the help of wires. Okay, now electricity flows in a closed circuit. There are two main types of electrical current. One is called direct current and one is called alternate current. So direct current, which flows current from one direction, like in a one direction only, with a maximum amount of load of the power, okay, from the wires only. So it flows in one direction. And alternate current, which changes direction. Alternate current which changes direction periodically from one place to the another place with the help of wires. Now in this, we have good conductors and bad conductors. Good conductors, substance like metals, which resistance to flow the electricity, that allows to flow from one place to the another place, again in the wire only. Okay. Grounding, yes, grounding is also very important. Conductive connections to the earth. So earthing is very important. If maximum amount of power supply, which like comes in the wires only, so it will directly go to the earth. So earthing also is very important. For earthing, you have to put the metal rod under the ground, and then some amount of coal and salt as well over there. So that is the minimum requirement for grounding system. So you have to put a metal rod with a wire connection to the grounding system. Okay. So grounding system is also very important. So a conductive connection to the earth, which act as a protective measures. Okay. Then insulator, substance with high resistance to the electricity, like glass, plastic, rubber, wood, that prevent the electricity. You can say these are the bad conductors of the electricity: wood, rubber, plastics, and all. Okay. So you can protect with the help of rubber gloves. If you are using any wiring works and all, if you are going with the wiring works in your company, so always go with rubber gloves for the protective measures. Okay. Now we'll discuss about effects of electric shock on human body. So yes, it is very important. The effects of the electric shock maybe like severe one, okay, maybe mild shock, and maybe like it will goes to the IDLH, immediately dangerous to life and health, related to the like the major shock. Okay, if you came in contact of open wire, exposed wires, and you touch it over there, so you may get maximum amount of impact on your body. So it is totally depend on the effects of the current on your body. Maybe minor, maybe major, and maybe like IDLH, immediately dangerous to life and health. So that kind of exposures, when you expose with the electrical wires, okay, so the level of current and the duration of exposure as well, like you get the shock within 1 minute or for 2 minutes or for 3 minutes. If you more than that, you will lose your life. Path through the body, maybe your hand which is connected with any exposed wires, maybe you are roaming over there, and your legs which is connected with the open wires, exposed wires. Okay. Health condition of the body. Okay. Maybe you exposed with the wires, so it is also related to the body, how the health condition is. Maybe you are like fatty, or maybe you are like a thin people. Okay. Effects include like mild shock, tingling sensation, muscle contracting, and failure of respiratory system. So it is also depend upon what kind of the level or the ampere of the power supply over there. So if you came in contact of high mega ampere which is flowing in wire, if you came in contact of that exposed wire, you will get the dangerous level of the electric shock. Okay. Current above mega 10 ampere which can paralyze or freeze muscles as well. Okay. Now we'll discuss about hazard and protection purpose. So the hazard is what, like inadequate wiring. Wiring is not in a proper way. Exposed electrical parts, any parts which is already exposed and you touch it, that is also one of the big hazard. Wire with bad insulations, there is no any insulator which is used in the connection system. Ungrounded, there is no any earthing systems. Ungrounded electrical systems and tools. Overload circuits you used in the same panel. There are so many like connections and all in one panel only. Okay, so that is also overloaded system. Damaged power tools and equipments. Whatever the tools you are using, it is already damaged. And if you are using that the same equipment, again you will get the shock. Now all hazards are made worse in wet condition. If you are working in wet condition, like the water which is collected in the same area, and you are standing on top of the same area where the water is collected over there, and if you are try to touch any electrical parts with the wet end condition, then you will get more severe shock on your body. The effects of that, it will be very dangerous because you are standing in wet condition only. Okay, the water which is collected in your whole room or in your working area. For protection purpose, you have to go with the proper grounding, make proper connections, do the earthing system as well, provide proper earthing. Use GFCI ground fault circuit interrupter or ELCBs, earth leakage circuit breaker or RCCBs, MCCBs, that kind of system you have to put. If you get the shock immediately, the earthing systems or MCCBs, ELCBs, it will trip down. Okay. Guard live wires, any live wires, you can guard that part, you can protect it. Okay. Lockout tagout system is also very important. Any electrical panels and all, it should be in a proper closed condition, lock and key. Okay. Like the new workers, they cannot be able to go over there and then they want to touch that part. It should be in a lock and key. You have to take permission from the electrical officer. You have to take permission from them, and then you need to go towards over there, and then you have to operate with the electrical wires. So lockout tagout system, you have to use tags. Unauthorized people do not want to enter in this area. High voltage supply, there is the cross connections with bone and the hand signal as well. It is dangerous. Never go in this area. Okay. High voltage current supply over there. Transformers, generator rooms. So no any unexperienced people wants to go over there and then he wants to put the wires and all. Okay. There should be an electrical officer or the ITI holder. The ITI holder, he have certificate related to the electrical panels. We know about the practical activity, how you have to go with the connections and all, how you have to check that kind of things, which is very important. So you have to take permission from electrical officer, take permit, and then you have to go for the working system. Okay. Proper use of flexible cords. Okay. And then training is also very important. Training is very important. If you are trained people, if you are a competent person, then only you have to go to work for the same activity. Understood? These are the things which is very important. And avoid wet conditions. It is very important if you are standing under wet condition, never touch any electrical parts. Don't touch any electrical parts if you are like working in a raining condition. Raining is over there. Do not try to touch any electrical parts because the condition is already wet and you are working over there. You may be in dangerous condition if you touch any live electrical equipment, or if you try to put the plugs in like sockets and all, because the condition which is totally raining or the water which is collected in your work area. So that kind of things which is very important. Never touch any electrical parts like in wet condition. Okay. Now we'll discuss about difference between ELCBs, RCCBs. So ELCB, earth leakage circuit breaker, which is like the voltage, that is what the current which is operated in the voltage system, means in the MPF system, flow of current. It requires earthing connection in good conditions to function it properly. RCCBs, MCCBs, it is little bit different. RCCBs, which says residual current circuit breaker, it is operated with the help of current and does not require any earthing system over there. So it is very important, like in many more companies, if you go over there for the panels and all, so there is ELCBs, MCCBs or RCCB systems over there for the protection purpose. Okay, for the protection purpose, these are the equipment which is put over there in the electrical panel. If someone gets shocked, it will immediately trip down. Okay, these are the things. So ELCBs, here you get the whole diagram. Here you will understand about the ELCB diagram. Earthing wire, earthing connections over here. Then you will get the sensing and tripping block. Sensing and tripping block. If someone shocked, so this block it will indicate to the main panel, on the main circuit panel where the button system. So the button it will automatically trip down because of this sensing system. And wire connection which is connected with the metal wire is used to the outgoing power or incoming power. So this is how the whole ELCB diagram. Okay. Now we will also discuss about the RCCB, residual current circuit breaker. So the core balance which is current transformers. So here you will understand about the circuit breakers. This is how the flow of electric load over here in the resistance. That comes under like a residual current sensing coil in these areas. Here is the sensing coil which flows current in the relay system, and these are the neutral part, line and the earthing system. Here we have the test button. In this zone we have the test button. Once we plug it on, this line will join. Once we switch off, this line will automatically get off. So this is now the things which is working in RCCB's conditions. So these are the things. For first aid, it is very important. If someone gets shocked, immediately you have to call ambulance, okay, and then transfer the casualty immediately to the hospital. Or if you have medic is available in your company, you can call medic, so you can check whether what amount of body gets burned. There is the percentage level, okay, of the burning injuries. So if you get shocked, what amount of body burned, so medic will come in to check the body of the victim or the casualty, and then you will inform to the hospital as well. And immediately you have to go with the ambulance, put the casualty, transfer it to the hospital as well. Okay. Other protection purpose, it is very important. That is what always go with proper PPE. Proper PPE means helmet, gloves, goggle, shock resistance shoes. Okay, there is shock resistant shoes which is available in market. So if you are working in electrical wirings and all, so better to go with shock resistant shoes. Okay, shock proof, electrical shock proof, that kind of PPE you need to wear. Always go with the rubber gloves. Rubber gloves are very important if you are working in electrical condition. Okay, and for emergency response, always you have to go with these standard operating procedures which is put in your place in your company. So emergency action should be required. Always try to, if you are working in like in the hazardous areas, okay, for wiring and all, so better to go with BSF to drag out the casualty immediately, switch off the main power supply. Okay, these are the things you have to apply for the protection purpose. Understood everyone?